hairdo.
Oh, it's gorgeous though. She's in Toronto, and Tantoo, look at, she's in Los Angeles. Look how sunny it looks there. Wow.
Oh wow, it's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
She doesn't
Okay,
mean
guys. Well,
Sunny
I'll let you guys get started. Nice meeting you, Tantoo.
Yes, you too.
So,
Thank
Okay.
you.
you're gonna
So-
stay, right, Jasmine? Can you share with some people on Facebook and stuff, please?
I'm gonna make sure that everybody knows how to, like, if anyone comments, then they'll know how to get in and everything like that. So I'm just gonna keep track of the Facebook.
Uh-oh. Okay, wait. If I approve people to get in, how come they're coming onto the screen? Do I just say hide non-video like participants, or?
So you can turn off their video and you can turn off their mic.
But they're still showing up here.
Don't look at them.
Okay, there. Woohoo!
Yeah, maybe you could probably just tell people.
Sure. So
I'm not sure if everyone will know how.
Okay, I'm gonna go get rid of my tea bag.
okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to be monitoring as they come in. But if you could help me, Jazz, and just go on Facebook and comment on Alberta Native News. Debbie, I see you. Hi, my editor Debbie from Alberta Native News. If you could make another post on the Alberta Native News for people to join this Zoom that it's going on right now, that we're about to start. Hi.
Hi, yeah, I'll do that.
You know what, Brandi? Why don't you go live on the Facebook page for just a second and tell people what's going on?
Yeah, I could. Okay, just 1 second here. I'll do that. That's a great idea. I just, like I said, if people don't have Zoom, which a lot of people aren't going to have it,
Rose?
then I'm going to post it afterwards for people to go watch. So,
Okay.
Sitting on the couch.
oh, this is Deborah. She's the editor of Alberta Native News, Tantoo.
Oh, hi.
I'm too happy to meet you.
He asked about your art on the couch, Deb.
Oh, it's
Who's
I don't know,
that?
I can't, there you go.
Spying on us.
Dale Belcourt. Oh, it's Scott Stonechild.
What's that?
It's a Scott Stonechild on my wall there.
Oh, and mine is an Alanis Obomsawin.
Oh, very nice.
Alanis Obomsawin.
Is she married to?
He started picking up doing etchings.
That's the
Oh.
filmmaker.
You know, like, I don't know how old she was already in her
Oh, hi.
late 70s. I guess she picked up etching.
Wow.
And Imaginative made these scarves, or she made scarves or something.
Wow.
Oh, those are
Yeah.
beautiful.
Wow.
Alanis Obomsawin, Imaginative.
Well, she's a filmmaker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
She's
legendary.
just amazing.
Hi, everybody. I'm just tuning in to let you know that we're doing the live with Tantoo Cardinal right now. Facebook has been overloaded with its Zoom live stream. And so we are actually conducting the live interview in Zoom. So if you're able to come into our Zoom meeting, we invite you. We've made a post as to the link to the meeting and the password for you to come on in and join us. Oh, we got more people joining us. And we're going to post it afterwards. If you're not able to come in, again, we encourage you to come and join us. We are starting here shortly. Thank you. Okay, so I'm inviting more people in here, and I just gotta make sure that they're not coming onto the screen and that I mute. Okay, they're muted. Okay, great. So Deb, I'm just gonna mute you. We're gonna start.
Mute me, I'm just a fly on the wall.
We're gonna start shortly. I'm hoping that more people are gonna again be able to come in and join us, and if not, we will post afterwards. So we're gonna get this started. Oops. Okay.
Whoops.
Oops.
I'm trying to get rid of, I'm trying to tell Clayton we're all good.
Okay, why is Debbie all the main person there? Jasmine, I might need you. Oh my gosh. Okay, can you just see us?
I'm not sure. It should be on the speaker view.
Okay, I see the gallery view. Can you just see us right now? Can you just see Tantoo and I?
For some reason, it's just on Deborah right now.
Oh.
Checking my pixels.
I don't know how to get this off here.
There we go. Now you're on. I think it should be good now.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm gonna do the official intro and let's get started. All right. So today we have the privilege of checking in with legendary Metis film and television actress Tantoo Cardinal. She's from right here in Alberta, actually grew up in northern Alberta at Anzac. Alberta Native News is bringing you this interview today. You can see behind me is the artwork of Cree artist Lana Whiskey Jack, and this piece is called She Breastfeeds. So be sure to come check out Alberta Native News digital edition, and it also is distributed to 14,000 Native communities across the prairies and British Columbia and Northern Canada. It's been actually a staple here in Alberta for 36 years. So Tantoo is widely recognized as the most prominent Native American actress of her generation. You've seen her in Legends of the Fall, Dances with Wolves, Smoke Signals, Blackstone, North of 60, and her own feature film, Falls Around Her, released in 2018, just to name a few. Tantoo has worked with some of the best in the business: Kevin Costner, Graham Greene, Brad Pitt, Sir Anthony Hopkins, Jason Momoa, and Tina Keeper. She's also known for her work as an environmental and political activist. Tantoo's most current project is ABC's Stumptown, starring as Sue Lynn Blackbird. Tantoo, it's really good to see you again. You look well. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks. Yes, it's good to see you too. Yeah, I can't complain. Doing really well. Yeah.
Wow. So I can see the trees and the sunshine out behind you. That's really something. Wow. So you're not necessarily, cooped up somewhere. You have access to fresh air and greenery where you are.
Yes, I'm right on the ground floor. I'm not in a high rise. I don't have to share elevators. And I'm the only one here. Wow. My daughter is a paramedic, and she's on the front line in Albuquerque. And her dad is on cancer treatment, and he has a lung disease. And so, and there's a lot of people that are sharing space. And they really need to keep each other clean, and and the thing that's really almost terrifying, but we cannot afford fear. We cannot afford fear. It has to be something else. It has to be a signal. Okay, how can we handle this? Anyway. What was I talking about now?
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about how long have you been now on this quarantine? Because you're in Los Angeles, that's where you're living.
Yep.
How long have you been, because the city's on a mandatory lockdown, right?
Yeah, well, I kind of locked myself down in March 11th, on March 11th. What's happening with this light? It's just changing.
Maybe tilt your screen down. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, since March 11th. We got done shooting on maybe the 6th with the wrap. And I went into isolation, and because they don't have any idea who's got what. There's no testing. And it took so long for anybody to really pay attention to what was going on. The leadership was just not there. And so I don't trust it. I'm just kind of living an isolated life now, because who knows what. And the crazy thing about it is you can be spreading it for 2 days before you have any hint that you have the disease.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's, you know, that's why it's so crucial to isolate and to wear masks when you're out in public. And probably because my daughter wears a mask in her house because she shares a bathroom with her dad, you know?
Wow.
So she wears a mask and gloves to go to the bathroom.
Because she's on the front lines, but she's living with her dad.
Front lines, yes.
Wow.
And even if she wasn't at work, if she went to get groceries, she would have to make sure and wash her hands and wash her face and wash her hair and wash her clothes. And then you think of people that don't have water, you know.
Yes,
And
like many of our communities of First Nations, they even don't even have fresh water, right?
yeah, and so, you know, how super careful do you have to be in a situation like that? And who are your vulnerable? Who's not vulnerable? There's so much diabetes and heart disease, and, you know, our health issues are just, it's criminal, actually. But, and so we have to be, you know, extra fastidious in our communities. And it's nice to see some of the communities that are just stopping traffic and, you know, getting serious about it.
So you, Tantoo, you're turning 70 this year, right? This summer.
Yeah.
Wow. I hope that I'm doing and looking half as good as you when I get up there.
Oh, sure you will.
So how are you doing then? How are you getting your groceries? What things are you doing?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna use my elder card. I don't disco, but I will. But so I go to the grocery store at 7 a.m., an hour before they open it for the rest of the public. And everything is clean. Supposedly the carts are all disinfected. The baskets are all disinfected, supposedly. So, and everybody wears a mask, and everybody is really respectful of that 6 foot. You know, and that time of the morning, there's a few people that are lined up, but it's for elders, it's for seniors, and it's us. It have the whole store, and it's freshly stocked, and there's a really good chance you'll get what you need. Whereas at first, before that was set up, I mean, shelves were just kind of bare looking, you know. I was trying to find this hand sanitizer stuff and all the things that they're telling you that you should have. And it was just like, oh man. And then I had to take my car in to get its, you know, its checkup, the oil change and all that kind of stuff. It was due. And I couldn't find any aloe vera. I thought, well, I'll have to make my own. And I saw that you could make aloe vera with alcohol. And I couldn't find any anywhere. And then I took my car into the mechanic, and there was this big plant of aloe vera outside the machine shop.
Nice.
And I told him, I said, I want to steal some of your aloe vera. And he brought me a bag, and so I got my aloe vera.
So nice. People are really, you know, helping each other a lot right now, right? And so what is it like in this big city of LA? Because you've got, you know, this city of, what is it, over 30 million people that's on complete lockdown. That's like, at first, was it eerie? Have you gotten used to it? Explain what it's like.
Well, you know, it's really it's beyond a head trip. It's a real blast for the whole sensory system, your spirit, your soul, your mind, your body, everything. And what I found is, well, it doesn't really change my lifestyle much. I'm pretty much isolated anyway. But I found that, wow, everything stopped. All over the world, everything is stopped. and it was so quiet, and these birds were just partying away, and I don't know if I just never heard them before or what, but they were just sounding so excited. The streets, no cars. I really felt bad for the street people, though. They had no place, no shopping. They had no place to pick. And where are they going? What's happening with them? And lucky enough, my daughter turned me on to this this service that brings you food in a box.
Nice.
This HelloFresh.
Yes, yes.
And it's got everything that you need, and you get to cook, and you make yourself a meal that'll last. It's for two, so I make a meal one night, and there it is for the second night, and everything you need. You don't need to go shopping.
Nice.
And I appreciate that, because apparently I'm supposed to be in a vulnerable age, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll take the word for it.
And
I'll
it's
stay
fresh.
out of the way.
It's nice, healthy food, right? So that's good.
What's that?
Nice, healthy food that they bring, right? So
yeah. It's organic and non-GMO and
nice
stuff, and I'm just so grateful and fortunate that I can do that.
Yeah.
It just blows me away because I've been waiting for these times for a long, long time. And I always imagined it very differently,
What do you mean? Can you tell me you were waiting for these times?
Well, when I was a kid, like I was born in 1950, and there's still those people that came out of the bush and talked about these things, right? There's hush hush things, and I was trying to hear details, it's the kind of stories that they would only tell at certain times, and it was very quiet. Well, because the culture was coming through where those stories were against the law. Anything to do with traditions was against the law. So there's this secret society, the stories were told in darkness or just at certain times and only certain people. And because I was raised by my grandmother, I had an opportunity to hear some of the stuff, but never enough details. And then by the time I got to the city, like in the early 1970s, 70, 71, 72, there were these ecumenical conferences. And there were teepees set up, and there were spirit people from all these different religions. And I don't know, I was thinking it was hosted by Indigenous people, but I think it was hosted by a Methodist church or something, some church that hosted it. And there were teepees set up, and there were knowledge keepers that were in teepees. You could just go and sit in a teepee and hear somebody like Albert Lightning talking about these times that we're in now.
Wow.
The prophecies, we're talking about the signals to watch out for, in that if the society continued the way it was going based on greed and depleting the resources, not respecting Mother Earth, then there was going to be great trouble. So I had an anxiety disorder, just kind of freaking out how people were not paying attention. And so I think that's what created a lot of the havoc. I mean, that's just one thing, but what has created this reality where everybody has to just sit down and just a second here, whose spine, whose backbone are you making all that money on? What is your economy based on? Is it good for me, your sustenance? Is it good for the earth? And I feel like we're going to have to really look at the changes that this is going to make necessary, that's going to manifest. That what we create from here is, I think it's going to have to be respectful. of natural forces and about what is good for the earth, and what's good for the earth is good for the children. And you know, we also have a certain responsibility to take back our own life, you know, to remember that it's the people's power, really, that we have to remember the power of who we are as a human species, that love is still the most powerful energy force. And here we have an opportunity to create something that's really healthy and substantial.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I don't know, what do I know about it?
That's beautiful.
But I've got a lot of time to sit around and
but
you know,
so how have you, I can hear the birds singing that you're talking about. So how have you gone from being in that place of anxiety at one time to just being so calm now?
well, I sort of, you know, energy, we're just kind of going like this, and I was kind of stirring around, and what do I have to do? And there was certain work that I was planning and working on. I said, okay, how am I going to make that successful? With this time, a Zoom come up, and so that's kind of still going on. But what's happened is that my priority has become me. My priority has become understanding and being able to articulate what's happening in me. So I started journaling.
Oh.
And it's a responsibility. That's my work. I have to journal at least 3 pages a day. That's what I have to do. That's what my focus will be. But what about all these this work that I have to do, this thing I'm trying to create here, and this show that I'm trying to work here, all these different things that are going on, all those irons that were in the fire before. And the message that comes to me is focus on your river of life. Focus on you. Focus on your intuitive. Focus on your inside world. What do you really care about? Because here is an opportunity. You can't go anywhere. You're supposed to stay home. You're supposed to not be bothering people. You're supposed to, you know, be clean, stay cool. Don't hurt anybody. And by your prowling around, you don't even know if you're carrying that thing from one place to the other, and you don't know if you're picking it up yourself. Stay put. You know, as best you can. That certain people can go and pick up groceries, or, you know, to do those jobs that are necessary to be done, to watch out for the elders and all this kind of stuff.
But it's a time of reflection, you're saying.
It is a time of reflection. It is. And what I'm finding in the process is that there'll be things that'll coming up and just make uncomfortable. It's almost like, you know, I mean, there's not even anybody in conversation. It's just me and my world, my baggage. And then you're feeling something, and you have to let it come through. You have to let it come through, because we're cleansing. As the earth is cleansing, we are cleansing, because that's the overall energy. That's what she's doing. This is what occurs to me.
That makes sense. Yes.
Yeah, and I think that as long as we keep on doing that, we're in the rhythm of what's happening. But if we're trying to deny that there's anything that needs attention inside, that we're denying that there's something bothering us, or there's something that's just really kind of confusing our thoughts, or just kind of making us obsessed, that's something that has to be dealt with. You know, whether you write it out or paint it out, or walk in the bush, or whatever it is that you do to kind of sort it out. I think that the universe is in sympathy with us, or in compatibility with us, as long as we're trying to understand what our blockages are. Turn that fear anything that you're afraid of, examine it. And have a look at it as close as you can look at it, because it's fears that we really have to dispense with.
We can't run from those things right now, because
No,
we're in a place that where we can deal with stuff.
we have to. At least that's what's going to make it more comfortable. So that's how I found the journaling, because it just like, I have to do something here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's very healthy. And you, maybe one day your grandkids and great grandchildren will read your journal of this time that you lived through it, or who knows, right? Like,
heck no, but the good stuff out. Yeah, because I'm planning on doing a bunch of writing and a lot of creative stuff, and I'm sure everybody is feeling that way. So here's a perfect opportunity to kind of clear some things up. It's what I'm also trying to do is, they say you need 5 weeks to establish a new habit. So I'm trying to establish some good habits. It's such an opportunity to not have to go anywhere. So this is the first time that I can ever recall being able to stay home for example, more than 2 weeks at a time. And so that's a rhythm that I had to check, because at first I was just trying to bustle to the door. I had to have my jacket on even first before I realized, well, where am I going? Is it really that important? No, I guess not. It's just a habit, you know. We move a lot, and maybe we should be sitting down a little more. So I'm trying to learn meditation and, you know, that good stuff.
I mean, yeah, even just as the whole, like as a world, to just slow the heck down, and you know what I mean? Like reestablish our priorities, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to mute somebody who just joined in here. Hang on.
Is there someplace they can type their question?
Yeah, I think they can after. I'm just gonna try and mute. I can't find this person. Oh, there they are. Okay, I muted them. So what does this shutdown, lockdown, what does this mean for Hollywood? What do you know?
What do I know? I really don't know anything. Everybody's shut down. Nobody's, I haven't had any specific communications. We don't know if we're doing season 2. I am sure that minds are just busy trying to figure out, okay, where does this take us? So much depends on how we come out of the other end of that. If everybody is able to hold still long enough to really smother this thing, and so it's safe to be able to move around in the society again. But you know, it might take a while until that happens. There may be some precautions. There probably will be some sort of a procedure to create a sterile set. You know, I would imagine. I don't know. I haven't. I'm not a producer either, and you know, they have all kinds of amazing tricks. And people in our business are really good organizers. That, you know, the ones that are really successful at it are really good organizers and amazing.
Wow.
The Army, you know, they're really amazing.
And this is like a wake-up call, I think. Do you think, for humanity in general, for everybody to be like, wow, we are all mortal here on this earth, and no matter if we're rich or poor or where we come from or what race we are right now, we're all susceptible, and we're in this together, whether you're a famous actor or actress or the poorest of the poor in a third world country or on a First Nations community. This is something that is bringing us all together, even though it's horrific and horrible. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it you know, when you look at it from, you know, sort of an aerial view and a perspective, and I've been involved in this pain of of seeing what our society was doing to the earth, to our sustenance, to Mother Earth, to our planet, and really feeling that the way we're conducting ourselves is just not right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not healthy. And I was thinking, how, you know, because I've spent a lot of time really concerned and worried, and that our young people are not getting clean water, and we have communities that are you know, third world conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Because of this it's a certain attitude. Oh well, they're used to it. They can suffer. You know, they can handle that. And, you know, well, they're not used to anything better than that. And I don't know what their thinking is when it comes to, you know, basic human equality and human rights. And then you see things like Avatar, and you know, at the end where these forces are trying to really come to some kind of a resolve, it is always some kind of violence. It is a quiet virus that just shut everything down, and it's amazing. I thought, wow, how genius is that? I'd have never thought of that. You know,
But it,
you know, in terms of just, okay, be quiet.
wow.
There's something going on here. Let's pay attention,
Wow.
you know?
Wow. Well, even something, because you work in the movie industry, so even something such as a epic movie such as, you know, Avatar, that's it. I see it as sort of a parable of, you know, of what's happening, and you know what is unfolding. You know, what do you think? Did you have that same view?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a metaphor,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like on some level, all of us have known about these times. That if we check our intuitive, we kind of, you know, it's weird for people because there's a part of them that knows this was coming, or a part of them that knows this was a part of their experience here in this life. I don't know if that makes sense. Because these times are well documented, you know, in terms of the old wisdoms.
Yeah.
And as far as any specifics about Notre Dame and this and that, so and so,
Right.
and as far as all those details, you know, the thing that remains the same is all of this chatter about this. It's evolvement. New world has to be created.
Wow.
Because this one, it cannot sustain
The way it's going.
No, yeah, and no, it depletes. It doesn't really give back. And that's what I think is so cool about our culture, the cultures that are still close to the earth. They have all kinds of ways of mannerisms, you know, the ceremonies of offerings and sharing and back and forth, and like the people that have been born into the responsibility of taking care of the springs, the healing springs, Mount Shasta, for example.
Which one?
Mount Shasta, the healing springs. And the people that were born into taking care of them are desolate because there's no respect for those springs.
Wow.
You know? For example, I mean, there's lots of examples of people that have that responsibility to take care of our mother.
Yeah. Can I ask you what your thoughts are? I'm working on a different story regarding the pre-construction work continued pre-construction work of the Coastal GasLink LNG pipeline in Wet'suwet'en territory. So we have this pandemic and our communities being on lockdown, and the majority of First Nations in Canada being on lockdown. Yet this, this pipeline being built is under the umbrella of an essential service, and they are still, plowing through the territories of the traditional territories, the sacred area of the Wet'suwet'en, and the Wet'suwet'en, can't really defend themselves right now either, because or their land, which is a part of them, which they tell me, that they can't do nothing because it's in the middle of a pandemic, and they just think that governments and industry is using this as an opportunity to, that they're so desperate that they're using this as an opportunity to get as far ahead as they can. What do you think of that?
Well, absolutely. That has been their conduct since time immemorial. So that's the way they roll. And it shows us. And I think maybe that's part of the waking up mechanism. Maybe there'll be a little more, few more people peeled off that think that that's the righteous thing to do. But if it's not this and the resurgence that the earth is making, while everything is held at a standstill, if they don't see that and if they don't respect that, I think we're in for some more major hell.
Right.
Because what I was starting out to say is that what I was thinking is that people from all over the planet are being brought together to think one thing, or think one of four things. It's a whole gathering of focus and bringing everyone together to that same place.
Right.
Yeah. So, what's that going to create? What an energetic something.
If it comes for the good, you mean, right? If people come together for those right reasons.
Well, people are being brought together anyway.
Right.
They're isolating and they're going through the same experiences. We are going through the same experiences in our isolations. Yeah. And if you're isolating as a family, you're still ultimately doing the same thing. You're still cleansing.
Yeah.
And you're still going the process that Ms. Universe demands.
Wow.
Welcome Universe is demanding a certain awakeness, a certain realizations.
Wow. So tell me about your kids right now. You're far away from your family.
Yes.
So did you decide that you were going to stay there when all this came about? Like, did you say?
Well, I wasn't sure where I was supposed to be. I had all these trips lined up to Canada. I was going to be in Toronto, and I was going to be in Ottawa, and I was going to be in Alberta, and
wow.
And then none of that showed up, and then I thought, oh, I can make it to the border. Maybe I'll go to Calgary, because there was some work I was going to do with my friend from Calgary, and I thought, well, I could go there and we could still get that work done. And then I thought, well, no, I'd have to quarantine for 14 days before we could do that, and then there's my budget that's gone. So one thing and another, and I just decided just to stay here and see how everything goes. And sure enough, the border was closed the morning that I was getting up to consider it.
I think you have to be like a pretty secure person, because for me, if I was far away from my family, because I experienced a lot of fear and anxiety at first, and I wanted to be closer to my family. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you must
But as an actor, you've never had that luxury. Through the course of the way this business works, I've kind of, it's sort of like what I'm saying, my life is isolation.
Right.
Because I'm never in a community, because I'm never anywhere long enough, and always bouncing from one to the other. And so for me, this is the closest thing that that I've had to any regularity in my life
Wow.
for decades.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a very different experience. It's for me, and I'm more in touch with my family now with Skype and text and phones. And there's times where I just desperately just want to go, just be, and just be in the same room and eat some food and whatever, you know. But it's not possible right now. And whatever that experience has meant, and again, because I think we're being called on to really do some inventory in our own world.
Yeah.
That it's good that you're separated from, you know, all those people that you're always so used to.
Wow.
Just look at the other level, you know, the people who are getting sick from this, they can't have any family with them.
I know.
So that is a clue. This is for a purpose, you know? It's for a purpose. I think these are some sacred times.
Wow. Sacred times. That's wow. Now tell me about your daughter and the work that she's doing. What's that like, and what's that like for you as a mama?
Well, I like to be in tune to her energies, and you know, kind of be aware. Sometimes I might feel like, oh, okay, let's do a little smudge and let's send some prayers over there in her direction, and it's the same thing with all of them. And I'm trying to keep in touch, and my little grandgirls are really so busy, and they're just their parents are just pretty amazing. And
How many grandchildren do you have?
these two girls,
Aw.
5, yeah. And so, yeah, just try to keep in touch.
And what other things are you doing to keep busy other than, you know, the journaling that you said?
I am walking every day. I found this I found this park in Griffith Park.
Wow.
This road, and so I'm going there every day, and I started kind of jogging again, you know, and just trying to keep my body in some kind of shape, because I was starting to put on some weight again, which is not a good thing. And I just feel so much better after getting back to my weight.
Nice.
I just don't want to go there. Yeah. So I've been doing that, and I've been doing some reading, and I'm creating a school, right? So I am kind of looking at the curriculum design and planning.
Sorry, Dad. Sorry, I'm at home. I can hear that on here. So are you creating a curriculum now? Is it have to do with acting, or?
I'm kind of, actually, no, I don't want to talk about that here. I don't want to talk about those details here.
Okay.
I'm working on a project. So there's a certain time of the day where I'm doing some reading, and I'm doing some working on a project, and trying to hear what it is that I should be thinking and should be working on. And I'm spending a lot of time talking to myself. So, you know, I'm using some Cree, and
wow.
Yeah. And then, you know, it's really kind of, I'm really enjoying this time.
That's encouraging to hear.
Yeah, I mean, there's songs that come about, and I found this in my jogging. I thought, what? I'm jogging? What? And it's no different than a jig.
Really?
Oh yeah, there's this, you know, this tune, and you're just kind of moving along, and next thing you know, you've gone a long ways just listening.
Wow.
As you go.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to try and open up the floor for a quick Q&A session here. I
Okay.
might have to bring, I was going to bring Jasmine back in, but I don't know where she went, my cousin. So I'm just going to tell the participants that we're going to open the floor for a couple of questions that you may have for Tantoo. So I think we have about 8 or no, it says 11 participants, but I'm just going to see how we can do this. If there's a way to everyone. Okay, so I'm going to make a chat to everybody here. Just making a question. So what are your plans for the rest of the day, Tantoo?
Well, it depends on what time we're out of here.
Yeah.
I have another interview at 2.
Oh, nice. Like a media interview or?
Well, I don't know what it is. It's somebody who's trying to do a little show and talk to some
Oh,
actors.
cool. Right on.
I'll do that.
Get
back to my work. Maybe catch some of that sunshine.
Yeah,
It's
no.
raining for the past few days.
Okay, so, we have a question here from Vicky. She says, Tantoo, what is your favorite thing to cook?
What is my favorite thing to cook? I don't know. I'm not much of a cook. I just take these recipes that come in HelloFresh and just follow them, and it's kind of fun because I'm not one for spices and sauces and la la la, because I haven't been allowed a kitchen for a long time.
Nice.
Hotels, right? So this is really kind of medicine for me in a lot of different ways. Be able to get back in the kitchen.
Wow, that's so cool. Okay, so we have a question from Gracie. She goes, deadly stream. She liked our interview. And she says, what books are you reading?
Oh, I just finished reading Killers
of the Flower Moon?
Of the Flower Moon.
Me too. I'm reading that.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And I'm just starting on in this book for theater with Denise Clark. But I'm planning on getting into The Girl Who Sang to the Buffalo. Is that what it's called?
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds very interesting.
The Girl Who Sang to the Buffalo, sure enough.
Can you show us?
Yeah. So I'm going to be starting in on that. You know, I don't know how many other people of my generation are like me. But I had an issue with reading that came from my early days in school, where something would just be interesting. And next thing you know, they're killing Indians or making Indians look stupid, or, you know, there just had to be some kind of victory for settlers or something. You know, at an early age, I would see, you know, the people that I care about in the stories getting worked over and tossed on the side. So I just kind of lost my appetite for reading, because I thought, well, if I start liking characters, they're going to get destroyed.
You've played some pretty amazing characters. So I have a few more questions here coming up. It says, hi Tantoo and Brandi, from Linda Harp Turner. She said, Tantoo, have you had any opportunities to visit your roots in Anzac, Fort McMurray area?
Yes, I have. Yeah. I started this project, for one thing. Well, I was going up to be a part of those prayer walks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did this project of reweaving, trying to find out more about my relatives and who my relatives are, and family ties and information and all that kind of stuff, and trying to find pictures. So I did that. I traveled around my home territory. I just loved that.
Do you have any relatives there? You left? They live around there?
Well, I have some cousins in Fort McMurray and Janvier, and I guess I got some relatives in Fort McKay, and maybe
Nice.
like I don't know. I got relatives all over the place that that I didn't really know, and sometimes you don't know if people really are relatives or just longtime friends of the family.
Mm.
Yeah. So yep. When I went back to my home territory.
Great. So we have a question from Beth Kelly. She says, "Are you gonna go visit Pawhuska now? I don't know if I pronounced it yet right.
Oh,
Pawhuska?
what pasta?
Pawhuska. Pawhuska. Pawhuska? Not sure where that is.
PAW what?
Huska.
Pawhuska. I don't know where that is. I don't know if I'll go over there.
We have somebody who doesn't have a name, but they asked, what was your favorite role?
My favorite role, I would say Bangor, from Where the Rivers Flow North is one. I would say Maryland on Longmire is another one. I don't know. There's something about every character, I think, that because you have to like your characters.
Yeah.
So there's something about each of them that I like.
And we got a question from Bettina. She says, I can't not drop a Stumptown question. She says, what do you want for Sue Lynn in a potential season 2?
I would love for Sue Lynn to just be able to, I think there's an element of Sue Lynn that is a real coyote, that she is, she's just really sly about how you get things done. When you don't have the law on your side, when you don't have all the tools on your side, but you have to succeed. I would love to be able to play in that area with Sue Lynn,
Nice. And Vicky just wanted to tell you that she says, love your beautiful soul. And then Beth told us that Pawhuska is the capital of the Osage Nation. So she probably said that because of Killers of the Flower Moon.
Osage. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, all right.
Actually, you know what? I was supposed to be going down there this summer to Oklahoma there for Al Jazeera because I was going to do a big story on the Killers of the Flower Moon and catch up with where the families are, the descendants, right? But obviously that's probably going to be pushed back a little while. But
yeah, pushed back. It's pushed back anyway. No.
Yes. Well, the movie part was. So we have Anna. She says, if there's still time, we can take this last question. She says, I think you are a judge for an international environmental tribunal at some point. Are you still involved in our environmental activism or protection in any way?
Yes, I was. I was in Ecuador. I was in Peru. I was in Paris, and it was the Rights of Mother Earth Tribunal. And it was such a wonderful, amazing experience. And what it's done really, it's just immersed within my bones and blood. That's something that's always been there. And then, there's so many people that are really well educated in that movement. And I ran into some people, and anyway, I think I do that in my own way. And it was my creative force that landed me there in the first place. And I think whatever I do and wherever I go after this is really going to be depending on what the reprogramming construct is in this timepiece that we're in. What's happened with time? What's happened with light and what's happening with our systems? What's happening with our fear? What's happening with our love? And all of these things, that because we're being asked to balance. That's what Mother Earth does. She balances things, right? So we got to balance.
Amazing. And do you have a word of encouragement? This is from me. If you could give a word of encouragement to your fans, to First Nations, Indigenous communities right now, what would that be? Dad? What would that be?
When I would say, listen to your intuition, listen to your voice inside, and God is love. It's not punishment or you're no good. If those thoughts are coming to you, it's for you to get rid of them and to find something positive, because there's great love for us. Great love for us. And we're the last ones to believe it. So I think we've got to bring that forward in ourselves and be inspired by others. We got lots of medicine. We have lots of medicine to go through, because we're coming back from genocide and we're in the midst of colonialism, I mean, that's a lot. And I think we really kind of got to practice some kindness and some respect and some patience with ourselves and with each other.
From what you know, this made me think of another question. From what you know, do Indigenous peoples have a frontline role to play in this recreation and rebalancing of the Earth systems?
I think so. I really, really do think so, because my entire path, I've always felt like this. What's missing in this mixture of this society? Indians, and where we come from and what we know. There's just not enough Indian in the mix. So
nice. That's beautiful. Well, Tantoo, I want to thank you again. It's so nice to see your face. It's so great to connect with you. And guess what? So I'm turning 40 in June. And one of my goals was to come to LA because I've always wanted to go there. I've always wanted to go to California. And so I was like, the big 40, I'm going to get over my fear of flying and I'm going to go there. And now it can't happen for a while.
It can.
So
and you'll be older, that's all, like maybe a couple months older.
But maybe in the fall or something, and if I come down, I'd sure like to see you and say hello, and maybe we could make a little fun video of Tantoo shows us around LA, or something like that, right?
Yeah. Maybe I'll only be able to take a little picture of you through your window.
You never know.
Oh, well, as long as you get past your fear, that's all that matters.
Yes, I will. Yeah. And then you're turning the big 70, which is incredible. And you make it for me to have a lot to look forward to just by looking at you and seeing the example of your life. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, somebody was saying that when they were turning 40, they wanted to take a flight from Vancouver to Australia, because then you would miss out on that whole
Yeah.
So you would miss out on that whole day. I don't know why she didn't want to turn 40.
Yeah.
But that's such a great age.
Yeah.
Love it. And it. And I love this age that I am too.
I know. I'm so excited to follow you as we you know, go forward. And it's not just all doom and gloom right now. There are a lot of good, and you highlighted that, and I appreciate that. And I know our viewers are going to be encouraged. So thank you.
Yeah, and it's not, I mean, the pain and the agony of everything that's going on right now. Oh, can I tell you one story?
Yes.
Yeah. So I went to a ceremony with this person, and this was probably about 3 or 4 years ago, and it was in Mexico. And so when the ceremony person was done, they shared this image of people. She said they're sitting on the ground in a circle praying. That's these were the times, like this was 3 or 4 years ago. She said things were going to get so rough that people would be on the ground in a circle praying.
Mm-hmm.
And what people should know is that we're in the times now that all the rocks are alive. You know, there are just certain rocks that people would be drawn to, and all this kind of stuff. And what we were told in that ceremony is that these are the times when all the rocks are alive, and you can get that grounding, you can get that connection by grabbing a rock and holding it in your hand and making that connection. But and then about 4 or 5 nights ago, watching CNN, and frontliners in a circle,
Wow.
half kneeling in prayer before they started their shift.
Wow, eh?
Yes, it was just,
That's powerful. So it was a kind of like a prophecy, you know, that she had at the time.
yeah, like that was the vision that came to prepare everyone that times are going to get rough.
Yeah.
People are going to be praying out there,
Wow.
right out in front of God and everybody.
That's
you know?
powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it was amazing. Like when I saw that image of them, I thought, wow, okay, they're here. These things are
Wow, eh? Wow. And sometimes you never think they're going to come, like you said, if you know, or if you're intuitive, you know, you have signs and this, but you never really think it's going to come. Like for me, I was like, you didn't, you know what I mean? I don't know if I live in a bit of a denial or what it was, but I was just like, and now that we are in these kind of times, it's just like, sometimes it's, you check yourself, because even me, I'm like, am I in a sci-fi movie right now? Like,
I know, eh? Right.
yeah.
Sci-fi.
But
I thought, well, you know what? I commend Mother Nature. She really just pulled it off.
yeah, yeah.
You know, who knows who's meddling, you know, and what are the human factors? Are there is it human factors that are involved in this? Is it this world that's connected to our star relatives, you know? Like, how expansive is this experience?
Exactly.
Right now, and it's fascinating. We got time to think about it, you know.
Yes, and the one thing is we're all in it together, and at least we have the technology that we have now, at least to see each other and to be able to connect like this, you know, because I think it'd be a lot more isolating. I know the world has experienced pandemics before, and they did make it through, but they didn't have this technology, right? If they were quarantined, so you know.
Yeah. And there's another aspect too, you know, say if there's a time when this technology goes down, like we can't Wi-Fi, and every time I can get water out of the tap, I'm grateful for that, because whenever I've had this feeling before, it's been an ice storm, or it's been some kind of thing that gets the water shut off and gets the power shut off and all this kind of stuff. But this time, all that stuff is there. But it's this other thing that's going on. So it's there's a reverberance of other experiences, but this is of its own.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yet the intuitive has some kind of a clue about it.
Yeah, even like for me too, I've wanted to be like growing my own food and everything. And I've been, you know, trying a couple times in the last couple of years and, you know, killed my seedlings and stuff. And I was like, okay, I have to try again and I have to keep trying because we can't be reliant on this system and on our, you know, look at what happened in the supermarkets with everything, you know, being bought out. And I think also this is an opportunity for us to learn how to become more sufficient. And so that's one of my goals too, is to push through any kind of barriers or excuses that I'm putting up there to learn how to really toil, you know, a little bit for sustenance.
Yeah. Yes. And that's establishing a closer relationship with your mother.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And getting our hands in the dirt. And that's
in the dirt, and then and seeing something grow out of that or not.
And just keep trying.
I know some squirrels just kept on stealing everything I put in the ground when I was
That's funny. Well, thank you so much. We'll be keeping in touch here, and I'm also going to write a story out of this. So sometime within the next few days, there'll be an article coming up. And
okay, if you have more questions, let me know.
Okay.
And stay home, stay safe. And if you have to go out, make it quick. And Creative Force loves you. She's busy.
Mm-hmm.
You got to watch out for yourself. You know, wash your hands.
Yes.
Touch your face.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you are too.
Yeah.
Nikki, and we'll talk soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.